Let's go ahead and I'm going to tie right in here the video on how to actually create a sexy offer that is likely to sell on the internet. So the core offer, we're going to go in and we're going to build an offer around the product itself. There's a big difference again between product and offer here. And this is really it. When I was at Jeff Walker's thing, I was sitting down there and I always hated it when people would stand up and say, all right, go say hi to the neighbor next to you. Be honest, how many of you guys gonna hate that? I do too, okay? So the guy that turns around is sitting right in front of me. He turns right around. He says, hey, how's it going? And I could tell he was like, you know. And I was like, And turns out he was Dan Kennedy's ghostwriter. And so we had a chance to chat and talk, and he's like, wait, you do that? And I was like, wait, you do that? I was like, oh, cool. And it was like this little friend marriage right there. And, you know, so we've been chatting back and forth. And he helped ghostwrite magnetic marketing for Dan Kennedy, and he's his head copywriter for all the sales letters. And so we've been chatting, and we talk back and forth. We've been emailing back and forth. We got a cool relationship going on. His name's Jack Turk, and he wrote a great book. Let me see if it, next slide here. Okay, 101 Fast, Good, Cheap Hacks to Writing a Killer Sales Letter by Jack Turk. So I was reading his book, took a picture of me reading it to keep the relationship going. I sent it over to him, we were chatting, and I was like, dude, this part was really amazing. He said, thanks. Oh, I'm kind of glad you like that. And what he said was, offer equals, this is literally the formula he had in there, offer equals core product plus value add. This is the book that it comes from, and that was me chatting with him over there. Under that story, I make you guys say hi to each other now, even though I'm not a fan of either. You never know when you're gonna meet someone like that, right? So anyway, so in order to take a product, a core product, and turn it into an offer, we're gonna go add more value. And there's multiple ways to go do that. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a chunk right here, and we're gonna walk through things that increase value. Okay, very easy mechanisms you can go pull off in order to turn this thing into an offer itself. Okay, so just real fast though, how do you think most people create their offers right now?
Add info products.
Add info products. What else?
Script funnels.
What's that?
Script funnels.
So, funnel scripts, yeah, definitely. How else?
They had a coaching call, consulting call.
They had a coaching call, consulting call. How else? What else?
A wing and a prayer.
A wing and a prayer. Good to see you, by the way. Yes.
The same thing packaged a different way. Audiobook, transcript.
Same thing packaged a different way. Does it work? It does work, right? What else?
Inside offer now.
Inside, yeah. What else?
Product bundling.
Product bundling, definitely. And what I want you to see is that the approach to offer creation, usually what most people take is more stuff. There's more ways to add value than just more stuff. More stuff does not mean more value. That's what I'm actually going to walk through with you is multiple ways to cause more value. When I left, I want you guys to know where this comes from. When I left the job, I didn't have this stuff. The only thing I had is I had a framework. I was like, well, I need to take this. I need to adapt it so it actually works for anyone in any business. And so what I started doing was putting together a framework. And on my whiteboards, back in my home office, this is what I started drawing. Okay, this is the core offer formula. And the reason it works is because it doesn't come from me. It comes from the market. And it allows me to create a sales message and an offer at the exact same time, which we know is huge. So this is why I'm walking you through this, is to see the other things that actually cause and add value to an offer. So we're talking about this part right here. We're going to talk about the left side as well, but right now we're going to talk about that right part there. Oops, call that your core offer, and kind of those methodologies that come there. So this is how value is created. Back to Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith. One of the reasons he was so confrontational back in that time, 1700s, he goes in and the main belief back in that day is that value was created, the value that's out there, value was based on how long I took to make it. What's the problem with that? You don't buy your own stuff. What else? What else is wrong if I say it's worth this because I spent this much time on it?
Somebody else can do it less time and it might be the same product.
Someone else can do less time, might be the same product. Yeah, absolutely. What's that? What else?
Trading time for money.
Trading time for money, right? There's no way. It's very hard to be entrepreneurial that way. So definitely. Okay, so what he did is he's one of the first people to ever come out and say value is not determined by how long it took you to make it. Value is determined by the end user. Value is determined in the eyes of the beholder, right? And if I go out and I say it took me 5 days to make this amazing thing, but it doesn't actually solve a legitimate issue, it's not valuable, right? And this was one of the biggest things that actually started influencing European reform when that was all going on, is there in their economics and such. It's really fascinating. Value is created, but it's created in the eyes of the beholder. It's in the eyes of the customer. It doesn't matter how cool you think it is. It's under that lens that we go in. We can start creating value on top of the core product to turn into an offer. Okay, I love this quote. I don't know if some of you guys have seen part of this piece here, but this quote is from Claude Hopkins. This is in Scientific Advertising, I believe. He said, 2 men came to me, each offering a horse. Both made equal claims. They were good horses, kind and gentle. A child could drive them. One man said, here's the offer. Try the horse for a week. If my claims are not true, come back for your money. Okay, so what's his offer? You got like a 7-day guarantee, right? Basically. Then he said, the other man also said, try the horse for a week, but then he added, come and pay me then. I naturally bought the second man's horse. Wait a second. Same product, the horse. Both are saying try it for a week. One's saying pay now, the other one's saying pay at the end of the time. What's causing the value here?
No risk.
There's no risk. The guarantee itself is causing additional value. I never thought of it that way. I always thought like, oh man, the guarantee is something I need to put in there, 30-day money back guarantee, but the reality is that the guarantee when done correctly actually adds value to the offer. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take what you did, and with this understanding, with this kind of this backdrop, let's go turn your product that you Play-Doh'd and brainstormed, right, and let's go turn that into an offer. And I want to walk through a formula that I created. At first it was not Xavier, it was, the last letter was a F. for fast action bonus. And it's talking to Jim Edwards. He's like, change it to an R and then be Xavier. I was like, oh, there we go. that's how it came about. So this is how the whole Xavier thing came about. There's a part of the offer that is blue, that is prolific, represents the blue ocean. And this part should never come from a customer, should never come from the market. The market doesn't know that it needs this, right? Henry Ford, if I listen to people, I would have made it faster, right? They wouldn't ask for a car. It's the exact same thing with like so many of these amazing things that are out there. No one would have known to ask Steve Jobs for a touchscreen phone, right? And so the premonition that I can go in and I can just simply gather all data from the market, by default will not make you a prolific offer, because they don't know what to ask for. So you still get to have, that's why we do the Play-Doh thing. I get to go to the playground zone, I get to go to the crazy zone, I get to come up with stuff that no one's ever seen. And in that blend between the mundane and the crazy is prolific. That's where I get to put this in these first few things. So there'll be a couple things right here where I get to be in the playground zone. So all the stuff you've created so far, or the thing that you created with Play-Doh, put that up at the top. Okay, now, oh, I forgot I was there. Hey, Exhibit A. Okay, now the next part of the offer is stuff that we're gonna go and toss in that people, what happens when you go and you try to sell someone your stuff? What happens in their head? Objections, right? Why do they have objections? Isn't your thing good?
Because they've been screwed.
Safety nets, maybe they've been screwed in the past, right? Maybe there's people, right? But that's all viable, right? And there's like freakouts that happen every single time. Your brain's primary responsibility is to keep you safe. And something new and exciting, different, freaks the brain out and says, whoa, I've never seen that before. Whoa, that guy's got big eyeballs, probably a scammer, right? But that's what happens. And people, because they start freaking out. So what we need to do is we have to have a part of the offer that also answers those objections. We have to have a part of the offer that responds as reactionary, red reactionary, to the knee-jerk reaction things that they say to themselves. Okay, when I was doing, when I was doing door-to-door, I'd go and this is my pitch, okay? And we always stand off to the side. Ryan, coach me if I'm not doing it right. We stand off to the side, acting like we're not there, whatever, it's cool, or whatever, you know. And then they open the door, be like, can I help you? And we'd say, hey, what's going on? We're just, we're spraying the Larsens down the street. Since the truck is here, it's like half of our cost just to get it here. So it's 50% off while we're here. It's 4 or 5 o'clock okay for you today? That's the pitch, we get straight to it. They usually go, excuse me? So, okay, sorry, we're here, we're spraying the Larsens, say the exact same thing. Spraying the Larsens, truck's here, half off, it's 4 or 5 o'clock okay today? And what we're trying to get them to say is, how much is it? And the moment they say, how much is it, that's a buying question and the script changes. Until that, everything was about getting them to ask that question. But the moment I said, hey, it's pest control, what do you think some of the objections are people give about pest control? Is it safe, right? A lot of ladies ask that, which they just did. Okay, next, what else? What was that?
Smell.
Does it smell? Absolutely. What else? How long will it take?
Does it work?
Does it work?
Is it safe around pets?
Is it safe around pets? Will it actually kill the pests? What's that?
What makes you think I need that?
What makes you think I need that? Well, like flies everywhere. Right, yeah. That would happen, right? That would happen like crazy. Great. And so what we're going to do is I need to keep track of these knee-jerk reactions. There's a reason I got to be a good door-to-door guy and then later a telemarketer. It's because what I do is I keep track of all the objections. And do you think there's any chance at all that people start asking the same things over and over? Totally, right? So then you have like 4, 5, or 6 of the same objections you're constantly getting. So why don't I go and I add those types of things in my offer that I know they're likely to ask anyway? So they'd be like, what's up, how you doing? And then I'd ask for the 4 or 5. 4 or 5 o'clock okay today? And they'd say, well, how much is it? I'm like, well, it kind of depends. How big's your house? And I'd just start walking away, trying to get them out of their door, change the selling environment, right? And then they'd come walking out of the house, and we'd start looking at the eaves. Oh, those are nasty, crappy eaves. Look at you, holy smokes, right? And we start going through and figuring out stuff. And I get to a final price, and there's like a second round of objections, right? It's like, okay, well, that's the price. Now, what do you think people say when they see price? To give you away. Got to talk to spouse. Huge one. Oh, I totally get it. You know what? I would need to talk to my spouse also. But your wife probably doesn't like the bugs either, right? Let's like make it here today. You need some brownie points? Come on, let's just do this, right? Debit or credit. That's what I do. And there was a portion of guys that would just be like, okay, I need the brownie points. Like, yeah, let's make you the hero zone. Oh, get it, right? And then there was a portion though of guys that, what would they say? No, I really need to talk to my spouse. Okay, so there's a percentage of people that's all they need to hear is a reason. They don't care what it is. And there's a percentage of people, which is usually a lot more, who are like, yeah, I really need to talk to my spouse. And I'm like, oh, no, I totally get it. I was just messing with you. You know. So, but that's what happens inside the brain when we see something that's new. And if you really are creating something new and prolific, you also have to have a zone that addresses the things in the brain that is a knee-jerk reaction. Just get off my doorstep, right? I gotta talk to my spouse. Is it safe for my kids? What if I lick it? Right? You know what I mean? And so that's why that's why I created it this way. That's why the offer is in that manner. What's that?
Did somebody say what if I lick it?
What if you lick it? Yeah. You get all kinds of weird crap, you know. Anyway, it's part of the neighborhoods I was into sometimes. So it's like the police. Anyway, so what I want to do though is I want to make sure that so objections are usually categorized in a certain order, and I was going to go through this more in the sales message piece, but you have to have this in the offer. This is why you make the message and the offer at the same time, because they influence each other heavily. I don't know what to put in here until I know what objections they're going to be having. So one of the greatest gifts you could ever give to your business is to start tracking why people don't buy. So make a huge list of it, meaning you've pitched them, and why did they still not go purchase? Make a big list, because there's something in there that did not convince them. There's something in there. If you really did make something awesome, you owe it to your message to be very loud about it and very convincing. So you're going to go out and you're going to start saying, what are all these different objections people are going to go toss out at me? So there's a few things I do with that. So anyways, I'm going to keep explaining the Xavier model here though. I'm going to keep going here. I'm getting excited, getting led. All right. Ryan Levesque says, discover exactly what your customers want to buy. Have anyone ever read the book Ask? Great book. I think I said that about every book that I brought up. Terrible book. I'll switch it up somehow. We'll figure it out. Throw some variety in there. Okay, book. But inside this, though, the book Ask basically says, look, if you want to know what to sell people, this is again what Tony Robbins also says, find a hot market, ask them what they want, and then give it to them. What's the problem with that? You're going straight to the red. You literally can't do anything blue and prolific and something that's never been seen before. All right? You literally, anyway, Steve Jobs also said, you can't just ask people what they want. By the time you make it, they're going to want something different. Right? So there's this give and take. That's what I'm trying to illustrate here with this. When you create these offers, that's one of the reasons why my offers do so well. Is because there's this zone that's sacred that I am not going to accept any market feedback in at all. It's the Plato zone. It's the crazy zone. It's where I got this vision. It's amazing. I'm still getting feedback from the market on how to adjust it, but they're not going to say what it is, because that's my entrepreneurial vision. Right? That's my entrepreneurial problem-solving brain that's out in the prolific zone. But what I'm going to do next, though, in the reactionary phase is once I get that in front of them, take note of all the reasons they're making fun of it. Here you go. Right? That's why you don't look at your thing. You watch the eyes. Why'd you react like that? Why'd you react like that? Why'd you react like that? Now you might go back and change things in the blue and in the actual Plato offer or Plato product. But you also might just go address what their thing is in the red inside those other three pieces. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now the final part and piece of this, there's a reason why there's 6 here, and we'll get to in just a moment. It's the reason to act now. I'm actually going to build scarcity and urgency into the offer right there. Okay. You also could add other things in there that add value, but I love this quote. No one does anything without a little urgency and scarcity. Super good quote though. Okay, so this is my core offer formula, and there's 6 here, and it represents everything I was just going through right here. This is basically it. So X is what you want to sell. A is what they want to buy. It's not always the same thing, right? In the Funnel Hacks webinar, what is it that ClickFunnels wanted to sell? ClickFunnels. But what is it that actually they wanted to buy, the customers wanted to buy? Funnel Hacks. You see how that works? They want Funnel Hacks because it'll give them ClickFunnels. They want Funnel Hacks because of all the bonuses they're going to get. I could go get ClickFunnels at clickfunnels.com right now. I want Funnel Hacks. I'm like, cool. What I really want you to buy is ClickFunnels. Make sense? So these two things here, that's the relationship between them. X is what you want to sell. A, I also got the anchor. That's why it's A. The anchor of the offer is what they want to buy. Oh, I really want this Funnel Hacks thing. Sometimes there'll be switched back and forth, by the way, also. So for example, like when you're doing the Funnel Builder Secrets webinar, what do you want to sell? Like, I want to sell Funnel Builder Secrets. They're going to pre-buy a year's worth of ClickFunnels. What do they really want to buy in that offer? ClickFunnels, right? If I took ClickFunnels out, it's the anchor of the whole offer. It actually devalues the rest of it if that's not part of it. Okay, so now what we do is now envision here, you've gone in and you've shown your brand new prolific thing that no one's ever seen. Oh my gosh, it's so cool, it's amazing. And they've gone in and they've got all their knee-jerk reaction objections. No, spouse, right? Payment plan, does it work? Can I look at it? Right? And they go in and you've gone in and you've identified the top 3. What is the biggest vehicle-based objection? What's the vehicle? What does that mean? Product itself, right? And you even said, what if they ask, does it even work? That's a vehicle-based objection. Does it even work? Well, yes, it does. In fact, we've got this extra cool little bottle that we're going to hand over to you so that if you see any extras over the next month, you can just spray them right there on your own, right? That'd be extra little bugs, little tiny nuggets running around, right? Does that make sense though? I'm going to add a vehicle-based objection product. When they see the vehicle, but does it actually work? It does, in fact. Right? Russell, I don't know how to go build these funnels. Don't worry about it. We have some pre-built ones for you. I'd say vehicle-based bonus. Make sense? Internal. What does internal mean? Yeah, variability based, right? I don't know how to. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. It's very internal based. They're in this order because it's usually the order that the brain deals with them. That's why they're in this order. Very behavioral psychology-esque put inside this. So first, does it work? But can I do it? Do I have the resources to pull this off? It's external. And that's kind of the way that the sentence runs. Is that even going to work in general? Do I think that pest control has the capacity to do what you're saying it does? I do. Cool. Could I also pull that off? Or you're saying I just have to leave the house for just a little bit? Is there a contract? External. Right? And it's in that order. And a lot of times when I'm live, or especially in One Funnel Way, how many guys have done One Funnel Way? Pretty much all of you. What I'm doing in the comments is this. And it's what most people don't know. When people write in and they say, but Steven, how am I going to get traffic for this? What kind of objection is that? External resources. Now I know, I categorize in a snapshot the objections that are coming in, and I have a big bucket full of stories. I'm like, oh, I've got some great external stories. Okay, grab that one, sweet, let's shoot that one. Okay, that's how it works. We do the same thing in a sales message. When somebody's in One Funnel Way and they're like, oh man, Steve, I'm so nervous to publish, I just don't think I can do it. What kind is that? Internal. It's ability-based. Sweet. I got some great ability-based stories, plus a little yelling, gonna go along the way, here we go. Right? And that's how it works. And you have to understand that all decision-making, not just buying, is like this. And we say, can I do that? Is that possible? Is it possible for me? Do I have the resources to pull that off? I think it could work. I think it could work for me, but I mean, it's just not a good time in my life right now. We got them so far, we got them 2/3 the way sold. They got stuck on the last third, external. Make sense? Are you guys getting this? I'm just trying to fire off a lot of examples because you need to see that the sales message is part of the offer. It actually is what helps influence the things in there. And I need to go in and I need to keep a big list of the objections that I hear people say when they see this top part, the blue, and it influences directly what I put in my bonuses. So this is what I go create for I mean, anything. We do it at the bottom, the middle, and the top. It's every offer that I put out there. Actually, when I'm doing a podcast, this is running through my head as well. I'm going to present a principle. I'm going to envision the biggest heckler in the audience, which is what I do. What would the biggest heckler, naysayer, jerk in the audience, if I'm on stage, what would they say about this? And I envision it. And then I shoot off a vehicle, internal, external story as if I was, that was my rebuttal. Okay, that's what happens. That's what I do in my, anyway, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Okay, but that's basically how I run that. So the Mlm Funnel, this was the offer for that funnel, right? What did I want to sell? Russell's book. That's what I got the commission on. What do they want to buy? Funny enough, I made it about the funnel. They wanted to buy the recruiting funnel course that I added in for free, right? They're going to have some objections about the method itself, though. Like, don't even worry about it. I have a pre-recruiting funnel template in there for you. Can I also pull this off, though? Like, I don't know if I want to go build this onboarding thing, right? I'm like, don't worry about it. We're going to give you access to the one I give my very team. They're like, what? Right? Resources based. Plus, we'll send you out the MLM book funnel. So you want to see the funnel you're about to go get sold through? I did a deep dive on that as well. Buy slowly. That's what I always tell people. Straightforward. Reason to act now. Offer mine's coming up. I'm going to give you a discount ticket if you go grab this through my link. Got to get it because we need to know if you're coming. It's like, okay. Does that make sense? Does this make sense how that happens, the conversation inside the head? As they start working through that, everyone thinks we make logical decisions. They're usually emotion based. Okay, so emotions override the left side of the brain. What happens is you get all these chemicals that go really, really high in the head, and basically it's not that the left side of the brain or logical turns off, it's that it gets drowned out. And what happens is after they start making a decision, or you go into the store and you start going to buy eggs, but you end up with like way more than eggs, right? Anyone ever done that? Yeah. Liars, that's not like 2 hands. We've all done that. I'll just go get milk and a shirt because I'm in Walmart and tires. You know what I mean? For the eggs. So what you're gonna go, like, and what happens is all these chemicals, since I'm here, and we think it's logical, it's actually extremely emotional. And the hormones start to burn off, and then suddenly what does the left brain do? What did you do? And what do you have to do after that? Justify it and say, I'm a smart consumer, right? And what do you usually justify with? Identity. I am a smart consumer. Okay? Identity is the thing that we'll go back to. That's why every checkout includes an identity purchase. I mean shift. Okay? That's why every single identity gets put inside there, because I need to be able to justify logically in front of friends and family that I made a great decision. Hey, I was in there, honey, and I got the eggs and a gallon of milk and tires. Right? What? Don't worry. And what else am I going to quote to her? Safety. What else will I say to her to justify it and get her to see my way? They were on sale. Closes. Closes are logical reasons to act now. So marketing is the act of changing beliefs with the intent of a sale. That's all marketing is. The act of changing beliefs with the intent of a sale. Okay? What's sales? I don't mean to play guess in my head, sorry. Okay, sales is presenting an offer and overcoming objections. Closing is logical reasons to act now. It's buy one get one off, or buy one get one free, right? 50% off, act before midnight and. Those are logical reasons to act now that complement all the emotion you've just gone through.